Welcome back again. Look, LCD 4328. 32. I tell you, they know exactly what to do, and I know exactly what they're doing, and I know exactly how to expose them. Keep on, bitches. Come on, bring it. Bring it. DMX said what? Bring it. We ride, yeah. Oh wait, what time is it? I gotta go pick up my daughter and make sure that 11:49. Let me go this way. Let me go pick up. I'm gonna go put my book bag down, but you know what? I just have to go in and come right back out. So let me go pick up. You hear all the sirens? Why all the sirens? All right. So while I was on the bus, what I noticed is that a lot of vehicles, including again, see how he have his headlights on? All right, a lot of vehicles they're turning on their headlights. You know, I know some vehicles have, you know, they run their lights during the day. Like for example, that vehicle. I guess it's not the headlights. I guess it's the, you know, it's some vehicles. The headlights comes with daytime running lights, right? But again, I always look at things in a more logical manner, right? With a sense of critical thinking, right? So I started to see older vehicles, right? Older vehicles that were, as I just walked past there, they use a scent. They must have, I looked at it before. It must be that bag. So what they'll do is that they'll have homeless people clothes that smell so bad. You know, usually when you want public transportation and a homeless person come in there, that scent that they have. So there are times they'll use scent, and we know this, right? For those of us who are TIs, we know this. And also, when it comes to psychological conditioning, brainwashing, scent or smell, a sense of smell, smelling certain things is what they use, right? So for example, early on in my targeting, as I said, so for example here, see, they don't want me to give examples. So early on in my targeting, for example, they were trying to get me not to go to work, right? Not to leave the house to go to work. And are you looking at? Look, you looking over there. The light-skinned brother attack. Look, what is he wearing? He's wearing scrubs. Colorism shit. Like I said, it never really bothered me. It affect me. I just see the program and I see the conditioning for what it is, and I expose it. They may think it bothers me, but I want to expose it so that black people understand how we're being manipulated. Let's look, I think is looking at the brother across the street, light-skinned brother, right? But again, that's what they do, and how they create a colorized mindset within black people, right? So black people, particularly black women, practice and worship colorism the most out of any group of people. Okay, so there's a reason for that. But anyhow, so go back to the scent thing. So they used to try to prevent me from leaving the house and going to work. And whenever I would leave the house, you know, they will send a woman who will walk past me wearing a whole lot of perfume, right? I mean, a whole lot of perfume. And she will walk past me, and then, you know, in my mind, what they put in my mind, or, you know, through silent sound, you know, like the word sweet. Look at brother. Right? Nigga. So, you know, so whenever a woman walked past me and her perfume was really strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, automatically words, like a word would pop up in my head, and that word was sweet. And every time, that was, It wasn't, like before I became a target, in your mind you're like, wow, she smells good. Her perfume is really, really nice. It really smells good. But it's just one word. Again, that's how you know you're being conditioned, that you have been conditioned, not being conditioned. But you have been conditioned. When they do certain triggers, right? When it's a word or a phrase, and you gotta pay attention to these things. When it's a word or a phrase, and that word has to do with, something that you've never really thought in your mind in terms of, a reference or an attachment to something, right? This is what they've done to you. You are conditioned. You are brainwashed. You have been brainwashed. You have been conditioned. Now, most of us, we base our attraction or our likes and dislikes on how society conditions us, how your parents condition you, how your friends around you condition you by, again, having influence on how you think, how you behave, right? So we're all influenced by a myriad of things, right? And that is called social conditioning, right? When it's in the home, it's called training. Home schooling, home training. You, as human beings, we are trained, right? We are trained by our parents. We are trained by the society. We are trained by the school system, educational system. We are trained by television. And training just means to instruct, right? To give instruction for you to follow, right? So when you're okay to the party. Oh, I forgot. So the woman that I showed you guys that visited on the bus yesterday, the one who was yesterday, the day before, the one who was like, talking about she ain't scared and this and that. So she showed up on the bus again today. And when she showed up on the bus again today, guess who showed up along with her, right? You are part to the party. Okay. So again, it shows you how whenever I expose certain perps, how they will reveal themselves as that they're the one sent her, or they think I'm going to do something to her. Again, which is a false narrative. I don't engage in violence against them. But that's what they understand, that certain people who they do this to will go over the deep end, right? I'm not one of those persons, okay? That is the whole reason why I studied this program, right? As I was being victimized and tortured and poisoned and drugged. You understand what I'm saying? Manipulated. So I decided to study it, right? And it's all the same thing. When you go back to MK Ultra, right? CIA secret program in trying to control the human mind. One of the things of those programs, because in order for them to get away with it, right, from the victims, right, the people who they victimized, who they put in this program, they had to create a criminalized mindset. So why? To prevent those victims from coming forward. Right? So they're very clever in what they do. Okay, and like I said, I understand it all too well. Okay? Again, you don't get to the point where I'm at, right? Without having without having studying what it is I did then. Okay? And trust me, I'm still not in a good place. Like where I should be. But I'm in a better place because I understand what it is that they've done and what it is that they continue to do. And I'm not, and they cannot manipulate me in a way in which they used to. And they know this now. This is why they are attacking me so heavily, because they know that I understand what it is that they do. And anybody that understands the truth, they're going to attack. And particularly if you're a black person, understanding the truth is pivotal to us doing what we need to do to uplift ourselves and each other. But if you keep us separated, if you keep people separated, if you keep people confused, if you keep people in a state in which they only believe instead of knowing, right? You, for generations and generations, you control their outcomes. You control every aspect of their lives, right? So when black people think we're free, we're not free. They control every aspect of our lives, okay? So even when you go into church and the pastor is preaching certain messages to you. Where do you think they get those interpretations from? And like I said, when it comes to Christianity over all religious belief, right? This is why you have 4,200 different denominations, different sects of Christianity. Why? Because they can never agree on how the scripture should be interpreted, right? So when they say that God is not the author of confusion, yes, he is. Because, and then they'll say, well, no, man confused God's word. Well, how do you know what is the proper interpretation of God's word? And here's the thing. All these different denominations, they all think that they have the proper interpretation of God's word. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the irony. That's the idiosyncrasy. That is the ignorance of the religious belief. Right? So look at them. Look at them. Over here talking with me. I see them. Again, trying to use a light skin brother. I guess, trying to use them, but I don't know who they're associated with as the plan. She's a colorist. She's definitely a colorist. Okay? But here what? Black women who are colorists, the majority, those men who they go after because of their life skin, what have you, or because of their money, what have you, most of them don't even end up with those men. So those men end up using them for sex and recreation, right? Recreational sex, I should say, right? And that's the reality, and that's what they don't understand. But because, again, we are deeply emotional because we are conditioned that way, particularly our women, they don't think. They base everything that they do on emotions. But like I said, that's how they're conditioned, and that's how we as black men are conditioned. But we have gotten to the point, I think, as black men, where we understand more and more of what is going on, what is being done, and we're speaking out, and we're calling it out, right? So that's the difference. So, like I said, I'm a staunch advocate for black men and black boys and black girls and black women, right? And I'm not afraid to give critical analysis. I'm not afraid to criticize, right? Because I know I'm being criticized, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, black women are the only group of women who think that no one can criticize them except God. And they'll say it all the time. Only God can judge. Right? No, not only God can judge. Look at your reality. Right? That's what we refuse to do as a people. We refuse to look at our reality when our reality says that we are sinking further and further more into the bottom. But we don't care. Black people have zero wealth by the year 2045. Zero wealth. As little wealth as we have now as a group, black people will have actually no wealth. Right? But these nigga prayers are not thinking about that. What do these nigga prayers do? Walking around here, with a cross around their neck, talking about God got me. God ain't got you. Look at your reality. God got you. God got the white people. That's who they got. He got them Asians. That's who he got. Right? He got them Arabs. That's who he got. Right? Look around your community that you live in. You don't own shit in. But God got you. I'll tell you. That's what cognitive warfare does to people. That's what mental side does to people. And because we don't quite understand those terms, they remove all of our scholars, they remove all of our psychiatrists and psychologists who speak about the condition of black people. They remove them. They cancel them. So you have a people with no leaders looking at celebrities, rappers, looking at preachers as leaders. They're not leaders. You look in the white community, those are not the leaders in the white community. Those are not the leaders in the Arab community. Those are not the leaders in the Asian community. But they're the leaders in the black community. Your rappers, your sports stars, your celebrities. That's black leadership. Okay? And we have yet to realize what's being done. Right? We are a defeated people. Right? And we act like a defeated people. Talk to you guys next week.